Good morning. Well, it's day 7 and I've got a new toy. This is an iSteady gimbal made by Hohem. I'll be honest, I've got no idea what I'm doing with this, but I'm going to do a little bit of filming of the horses trotting and get some practice. I'm sure it'll take a fair bit of practice to get good at it, but let's see what happens anyway. New toy. Hey, this is brilliant, this is. He's in the red. Back in exercise, he had a really good winter campaign, he won a couple of races, he was barely out of the placings. He's had a nice break, now he's back in work. Alright? Well, I think I got a couple of nice bits of footage there, but it's fair to say it's still a work in progress, so I'll keep working away with it. Either way, I'm having a lot of fun. I'll keep using it and see how we get on in time. So welcome to day 9. It's another glorious sunny morning here in Newmarket. We've got plenty going on today. Friends Don't Ask is making his debut at Southall tonight. I'm really looking forward to seeing how he goes first time out. That's at 9 o'clock tonight, so we'll probably feature some of that in tomorrow's video. Then this morning we've also got the vet paying us a visit. He's got a couple of things to do, but he's got one very delicate operation to perform. We'll show you all about that. This is the Emperor Within. He's been a really progressive horse since we bought him at the Breeze Ups as a 2-year-old, and in his first run this year he finished second at Nottingham to Rise Hall, who's having a great year for Martin Mead. So we were really happy with that run and decided it was time to take him over to France and run him at Longchamp. Now, being a French bred horse, he gets extra premiums when he wins prize money in France, so it's always worth buying French bred horses, so you've got that option. As we all know, there's much more prize money to be won in France than there is in England. Anyway, when we got there everything seemed fine, apart from the fact it was raining the night before, but we weren't too worried. Then on the day of the race all the French horses started arriving at the track, and he got really worked up and really randy, which he'd never done before, so that caught us by surprise. Then he ran really disappointing, and at the time we put it down to the fact that the ground had gone soft on the day. So we didn't think too much more of it, brought him back here, then we ran him at York, and even before he got to York, on the way he got all worked up, he came off the horse box all sweated up. Then when he came over to the track he went back to being really randy again, sweated up, and he'd pretty much ran his race before I'd even got the saddle on him. So then the tactic after that was to run him here at Newmarket. The idea behind that was that there wouldn't be a journey, so he wouldn't have enough time to get worked up before the race. Sadly it didn't work, and when I was saddling him he went back to being really randy, he sweated up again before the race and ran terribly again. So unfortunately he's left us with no choice but to geld him. Now there's every chance that gelding him will bring him back to winning ways in no time, and what people don't always know is gelding a horse is actually a kindness, because colts are kept isolated from all the other horses because they're quite aggressive, but when they're gelded they can be chucked out in the field with all the other horses and they can mingle, so they actually have a much more social life as a gelding. Jack's coming down later and we'll have a word with him when he gets here. soon could he be running again?
In theory, as soon as the anti-inflammatories, the withdrawal times on the anti-inflammatories that he's had for the operation have cleared, he could run. You probably want to give most horses a couple of days before you do some really hard work with them to make sure that the clots are as stable as you think they are. But it is possible, and people do it, where they will run them 8-12 days after they've been gelded. If they've done well and they've kept moving and they haven't needed too much in the way of pain relief because it's been comfortable enough for them, then they can run. It doesn't stop them.
Hill Bob, the back marker under Henry Brook. So heading around the turn and taking them along is No Mountain High Enough and Brian Hughes. Shaped pretty well on debut at Stratford, goes on here by about a length. In second place is Champagne Vintage. These two have got 4 lengths in hand over Friends Don't Ask, who's in third place, to Champagne Vintage in second. Then in third place, Friends Don't Ask now, with Rory and Me right by the rail, who runs under the penalty position, slightly wider Friends Don't Ask in the orange and black colours. In behind that, out wide, is Al Neal, then in behind is Rory and Me, who's on the inside of Friends Don't Ask, which is showing a bit of greenness out wide. In behind that is Heart of a Lion, and still leading No Mountain High Enough, ridden along Champagne Vintage, ridden along Friends Don't Ask, not taking the bend that well. Then comes Rocket as they make their way into the straight, straightening up their Friends Don't Ask, showed a good turn of foot as they start to make their way down the home straights. Coming to tackle No Mountain High. There's a rough race in behind. Rory and Me being switched out. Trying to come through now is Heart of a Lion, who's burst through. Another one who got caught in the pocket, no quarter on. Heart of a Lion is the winner. WB probably up for second. Within third place, Rory and Me. No quarter on.
Just going to come by you there, folks. Yeah. And I'd hold them together everywhere. Yeah. Just all the way in the back. Yeah, thank you. You took me into the race around the bend, then just ran green half around. Yeah. I've got it for the pick it up well. Yeah, I'll go and win.
So we had a bit of a late night last night with Friends Don't Ask, running in the 9 o'clock at Southall. It was almost 1 o'clock by the time we got home. But we're back now. He's come back from the race fine. He's a bit tired this morning, which is understandable. Happens with almost every horse after their first run. It takes a lot out of them. It takes them a long while to recover, but he'll be fine. He's sound. He's about to go out in the paddock now. So let's go and have a look and see how he is. Well, as you can see, he looks really well this morning. He looks great in his coat. He looks quite happy there. We've got Aleatoric in the paddock behind him. He's on a short break for the summer. And then in the back paddock there, you can just see Young Badger in the distance. So that was a really good run all in all yesterday. He finished 5th in the end. Turning in, he kicked on in front and he looked like he was going to go and win his race. But he just got to the final furlong pole and got a little bit tired. And although he galloped onto the line, he definitely just ran out of energy in that last furlong, which is not surprising. He ran really green all the way through the race, which we were expecting anyway, but he probably expended a fair bit more energy than he needed to, which again is all part of learning anyway. That's the whole idea of running him there. He's a horse that's going to need softer ground in time, but it was good to get this experience under his belt. It means that next time we run him when the ground is more suitable, having had this experience, he should have a favourite's chance. So fingers crossed, onward and upward next time. just about to head off to Leicester. We've got Affluence and Badger on the back, as you can see. Affluence is running in a 450 today. Last I looked, he was 13-2 on William Hill, which I think is a terrific price. He won well last time. He only just got up in the last 50 yards, so the extra furlong and a half definitely won't do him any harm. He's already got great form at Leicester, so if I were you, I'd get on. Tomorrow we've got Break the Rules running. That's in a much tougher race. She did win last time out and she's in good form, but she's running to a half-sister of a Derby winner, a Godolphin horse, first time out, that cost near on 400 grand, and one of James Fanshaw's that absolutely sluiced up last time, so I think today is definitely our best chance of a winner.
Affluence is making some headway. Also from the back, SPG a little bit short of room. Mella B's trying to get into it as well. And from the back, 3 Diamond Rings, Wireless Normal, as they race then down towards the final furlong and a half. So it's Mistress Nelly looking for that first win, who's gone for home a long way out, has gone way past Becky Shot, but Affluence is a major danger now, coming with a strong run. Affluence comes to tackle Mistress Nelly. These two are clear as they race well inside the final furlong. It's Affluence and Owen Walsh going on by a length. Make it 2 now, going clear of Mistress Nelly in second place, and Affluence and Inform Horse staying on will win quite decisively. Affluence is the winner. Mistress Nelly was second. Becky Shot, but Affluence is a major danger now, coming with a strong run. Affluence comes to tackle Mistress Nelly. These two are clear as they race well inside the final furlong. It's Affluence and Owen Walsh going on by a length. Make it 2 now, going clear of Mistress Nelly in second place, and Affluence and Inform Horse staying on will win quite decisively. Affluence is the winner. Mistress Nelly was second. Becky Shot to Rod stay on with her. Then came SPG, Jetstream, and also Socky Hall Street.
Well, what a great day we had at Leicester yesterday. That's Affluence winning back-to-back races now. He's won 3 races at the age of 4. It just goes to show that if you've got a horse you believe in and for one reason or another they just don't do it early on, you really do need to stick with them and give them time, and they will come good for you. Affluence's owners have been patient, and look at the rewards they're reaping. He's already been second over hurdles as well, so he's a really nice dual-purpose prospect for hopefully many years to come. Also want to say a really big thank you to all our followers on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, subscribers on YouTube. We had a bit of a storm yesterday on Twitter, which was really good fun for me. It's nice that a lot of people took my advice and had a bet on him. It's always nice to take a bit of money off the bookmakers because they do far too well, I think. And for us it's great, we're a hard-working team, and it's amazing, you wouldn't believe it, but all the messages of support we get, it really does make a big difference, and it helps us keep going. So please continue it, and hopefully we'll give you more winners as we go on. We've got Break the Rules running today at Nottingham. Much tougher ask for her, it's a really hot race. She is in good form, so who knows, but we won't put too much pressure on her, expecting too much too soon. This will be her 3rd run, so she'll get a handicap mark after this, which means we'll have many more options going forward, and we won't have to take on potential Group 1 horses, which I think is what we're racing against today. But anyway, we'll see how she goes. Let's be lucky.